Welcome to the Melanin Jelly Project Conversations, a podcast that celebrates diversity and representation in children's storytelling, entertainment, and edutainment. I am the host, OLUNOSEN IBHAZE. On this podcast, I chat with authors and creators of children's books, entertainment, and edutainment. This is also a collaboration with the Ottawa Black Book Club. Hello, everyone. My name is OLUNOSEN IBHAZE, a.k.a. LADYLOUISAWRITES, a.k.a. LLWRITES. I am the founder of the Ottawa Black Book Club and the host of the Melanin Jelly Project Conversations podcast. I started the Ottawa Black Book Club with the goal of melanating and decolonizing Canadian bookshelves. And with the onset of COVID, we went virtual. And going virtual gave us the opportunity to open our doors to multicultural book lovers from all over the world, interested in learning and shaping the Black narrative, one book at a time. It's been an amazing experience because going virtual also gave us the opportunity to have guest authors join us and discuss their books and answer questions, direct questions. There's nothing as interesting as reading a book and having the author right there and just asking questions about the book. So it demystified that reader-author relationship. So I would say it's been an amazing journey. I want to say thank you to the amazing members who without them we wouldn't have come this far. We have had amazing conversations, we have laughed, we have cried, we have discussed heavy topics like ranging from racism, colorism, all the way to interesting topics like love, sex, the African experience, the Caribbean experience, the Canadian experience, the American experience. I started the Melanin Jelly project as a passion project to educate children about the continent of Africa through great stories. I started it with a series called the Africa is Not a Country series. So the first book in this series, it's a bilingual series, and the first book in this series is Crowning Glory, a history of African hair tradition, where people get to learn about the significance of hair to us as Black people and as Africans, and how a lot of African hairstyles, indigenous hairstyles, are an inspiration for a lot of hairstyles we have around the world today. Starting with my braids. I also have the African Safari, an introduction to Africa's indigenous animals. I always say that there's a lot people don't know about the continent. What we know about the continent, for the longest time, what we knew about the continent was the colonized version of stories about us. So I'm happy that with the way the world is going now, we now have the power to shape our narrative, and we have the power to tell our stories our own way. This Christmas, I'm putting out two books in the series. An African Christmas, a Nigerian Christmas experience, and the best party jollof rice, a journey of indigenous African recipes. If you are from West Africa, you will know that through the years, we've had this friendly jollof wars, and we also have called jollof days. So the friendly jollof wars is basically about which African country has the best jollof rice. So writing this book was an exciting experience for me because I love history, and this was a great opportunity for me to do my research on how jollof rice came to be and who prepared the first pot of jollof rice, and how jollof rice traveled to other parts of the continent and how variants came to be. I won't give away too many spoilers, so you have the opportunity to go on Amazon and buy a copy for yourself or your kids for Christmas. And then an African Christmas, a Nigerian Christmas experience is to give kids in the diaspora that experience of celebrating Christmas in a Nigerian village without a Christmas tree and without gifts under the Christmas tree. So here you get to experience what it means to make your Christmas hair, buy your Christmas clothes, prepare the traditional Christmas chin-chin. There's pop-up up here. Go watch masquerade dance at the village square. Attend watch night mass. I also will not give away too much here because it would be great if you could go on Amazon and buy copies and gift to friends and family. This platform, the Melanin Jelly Project Conversations podcast, I started when I started writing children's books. When I started writing children's books, I had a lot of questions and I couldn't really find answers. And I also realized that we didn't have enough podcasts that celebrate representation, inclusion, and diversity. So I decided to start the Melanin Jelly Project Conversations, our Conversations podcast. And this podcast has been a blessing because I've had the opportunity and the privilege to chat with authors as far away as Australia, all the way in Pakistan, to Canada, to the US, and then to the UK. And these authors have been generous enough to come on and chat about their writing experience, give us tips on successful Kickstarters, give us tips on how to write stories, and basically just share from their ocean of knowledge and give us nuggets. And I'm happy that the podcast on our YouTube channel has been a treasure for aspiring authors. At least I've gotten that feedback and I'm happy about the feedback as we continue to grow. A lot of aspiring children's authors have reached out to me to say, oh, hi Louisa, I really, really enjoyed listening to your podcast because I learned a lot from there. I'm an aspiring children's author. Some of them say, oh, I've written just one book and I had questions I wanted to ask. And I'm so happy that you have this podcast and I was able to go on there and listen and learn. And our podcast is shared across different social media platforms. On Instagram is on my personal page, LADYLOUISAWRITES. It's on the Melanin Jelly Project It's on the Melanin Jelly Project. It's also on the Ottawa Black Book Club. And then we have our YouTube channel, which is the Melanin Jelly Project Conversations podcast, and is also on LinkedIn under the Ottawa Black Book Club, and is also on my Facebook page and my Facebook author page. So we share all these episodes across all social media platforms, where we have a little over 3,000 followers. So we have, with the aim of having a wide reach. Yes, that's the reason why we do that. And with all of this, we also run the Simple Isangel initiative. So it's an initiative that I started over 10 years ago to promote literacy and well-being among women and children in rural communities in Nigeria. So we use this platform as a way of also raising funds to help women and children with books, food items, and sanitary towels. Once again, I would like to say a very big thank you to our book club members, the authors who have come on, and also our supporters. For those who want to who are interested in joining the Ottawa Black Book Club, we have a closed group on Facebook where you can go, answer the questions, and join. For authors who would like to be featured on our podcast, please feel free to reach out to us via any of our social media platforms. This is the last episode 50 of episode 50 of season 1 and 2. Each season has 25 episodes. So this is episode 50 and the last episode for this year, and the last episode that wraps up season 1 and 2. I'm so grateful for that. Recordings for season 3 will begin in January 2024. Once again, I would like to say a very big thank you to our book club members, the authors, our supporters, and friends. I can't thank you enough. I'm so full of gratitude. I'm so I feel so blessed. And I remember when I started the series, I had plushies, which I've gotten a lot of questions about. These are still coming, and I'll keep you updated on the progress we've made with the plushies. Once again, thank you all. See you next year. Before I say see you next year, here's wishing you a very merry Xmas and an abundant new year. So, as I officially sign off for the year, I remain OLUNOSEN LOUISA IBHAZE, a.k.a. LADYLOUISAWRITES, a.k.a. LLWRITES. You can also find out more about me from my website, LadyLouisaWrites.com. Once again, have a very Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year. Bye.